Okay, before I proceed further with this using and being used, let me give you a concept, a definition actually of traditionalism based on what I just said. So, traditionalism, what is it? According to me, it's a looking back to tradition. Tradition means your ancestry. To know yourself, as the Spartans urged, as Apollo urged, in the through the oracle at Delphi. To know yourself is to know your past. To know your past means to know your ancestry. And not only that, to accept your ancestry. Because just knowing your ancestry, all the flattering parts, everything that soothes you and makes you feel good, is only part of the story. To know yourself means to accept the parts of your ancestry which are uh, insulting, unflattering, difficult to swallow. It is accepting that. That's what accepting life means. It means accepting all the bad stuff. It's easy to accept the good stuff. Everybody can do it. Every fucking moron out there can do it. And if they can't, they play games, computer games, or they pretend they're a playa, not a paya. It's easy. That's why most morons do it. To accept your past is to accept who you are. To know who your father was, who his father was, who his father was, down the line, as far back as it can go. It means to know who you are. That's what it means. That's what nature is. It's not some magical, mystical shit that you morons use to comfort yourselves. Nature is not a thing. Nature simply means the sum of all nurturing. Now, if you imbeciles think you can erase the entire past simply by one generation of nurturing, if this comforts you, if this makes you feel good, then you should do so. You should believe in that. But that just makes you a victim of it. You cannot dismiss reality. You can ignore it. You can pretend it's not the way it is, but you cannot escape it. It's gonna fuck you up. The more you escape from it, or you try to dismiss it, or you try to selectively use it to flatter yourself, to comfort yourself, the more you become a victim of it. That's what the MRAs are doing. That's what the feminists did. That's what the Negroes wanting to emancipate themselves did. They wanted to free themselves from the past that they can never free themselves from. We can all act as if we're free from the past. We can all ignore it. We can all remain ignorant of it. Idiots. Doesn't mean we're free from it. We're still governed by the past. Determinism. You cannot escape the past with words or with feel-good ideals. You cannot escape nature. Nature being the sum of all previous nurturing. You cannot escape the sum, centuries, millennia of previous nurturing with a generation of good education, of good training, of proper etiquette. You cannot. You can hide it, you can mask it, you can put a blanket over it, you can pretend it's not there, you can create a world of pretentiousness. You still cannot escape it. You either accept it, and by accepting it, you have a chance of correcting it or a chance of improving it. That's the only chance you have by accepting it. A slave who pretends he's not a slave remains a slave forever. A slave who knows he's a slave has a chance, not a guarantee, a chance of becoming more free, not absolutely free. Because again, absolutes are non-existent. So again, in traditionalism, the way I define it, I don't give a shit about anybody else. It is an acceptance of the past, no matter what it is. It is a paying homage to your past, doing honor to your ancestry. Doing honor to your ancestry means accepting it, first of all, not selectively, totally. holy. That's what traditionalism is. The ancient Greeks used to go to their graves, to the graves of their dead. They used to pour wine and salt and food over the graves. That's how they paid homage. When they prayed, they didn't pray to no fucking God. They prayed to their ancestors. And they prayed to the most immediate ancestor they had experience with, their father, their mother. And when they prayed, in fact, they prayed to themselves because their father and mother participated within them, was a part of them. So they sought guidance, strength within themselves. This is the esoteric structure of traditionalism. With this modern world that dismisses the past, makes believe that it's already overcome, forgets it, trains the mind to seek identity in the present, in the immediate, in materialism, in hedonism, in escapism. In this world, what is being created are castrated minds. Minds so desperate for identity that they will grasp anything that is given to them. This is what the rejection of sexuality entails. This is what feminism preaches. This is what the MRA preaches. A castration from the past. A castration from tradition, from heritage, from ancestry, from nature. A turning away from nature. That's what it means. This is the common ground. This is the nihilistic bullshit these fucking morons are teaching you. They're trying to teach you. Because it's easy. In a world, like I said, where indiscriminate propagation has become a rule, it's easy to assume that most people alive today would not be alive under natural circumstances. So, preaching to these people is preaching to the choir. They want to believe this shit. It gives them comfort, gives them hope. It gives them a way to feel like they are more, like they deserve to be alive, when in fact they don't. Deserving is earned. It's not begged for. I have no words of comforting, no words of hope for you. That's not who I am. I'm not a guru like these guys. I'm not creating a movement. I'm not trying to get followers. I could care less. What I know about the world has helped me to the extent that it has. To my own ability to take advantage of this information, this perception, I've done so. Doesn't mean that I've taken total advantage of it. Some things I cannot totally correct or deal with or cope with. I still know that they are true. To know that something is true doesn't mean to benefit from it immediately or automatically. To know, to accept something as true just means you accept something as being true, even if it's not to your advantage, even if it insults you, even if you cannot, as an individual, deal with it or correct it. But the only thing you can do with is deal with it, cope with it. That's what being objective means. So when these idiots try to find, in my views, a subjective angle, they're barking up the wrong tree. Nothing I've said is beneficial to me. The acceptance of it might be beneficial to me, because by accepting I have the hope, like I said with the slave, I have the hope of finding a way to compensate. But it doesn't mean I immediately benefit from it. For instance, when I say beauty is not only skin deep, like feminists have taught you, and most of you idiots prefer to believe, but it actually means something. Symmetry means something. Appearance means something. It's not accidental. We didn't develop senses accidentally. We didn't develop senses to be tricked by them. The fact that I say this doesn't mean that I'm beautiful. It just means that I know what the fact is, the truth is, and I'm saying it. That's all it means.